Microsoft is now in the metaverse game? Is this a challenge to Facebook? Let's find out in this video today. Now, my last video, I went over Facebook and the metaverse, so I'll leave a link below on that video. But basically, the metaverse is a virtual world that you can live in. There's many different uses. And the one thing that Facebook did is they put this on the table first. They were the first company to announce this, and then here comes Microsoft. So let's play a little video from Mark Zuckerberg first from Meta Facebook, just to see his view of the metaverse.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
All right, so there's Mark Zuckerberg explaining the metaverse. And again, if you go to my last video, it's focused just on Facebook and the metaverse and my thoughts on that whole thing. And so, with Facebook being the first one to the table, it was very interesting to see Microsoft respond pretty quickly in one of its conferences saying, hey, we're also investing in the metaverse. We're actually rolling a product out in mid to late 2022. That's just next year. And that is very quick. I still think the mass usage of the metaverse is still probably a decade away, but there's going to be things already being released starting next year that you can really utilize with the metaverse. And so we're going to look into that today. Now, the CEO of Microsoft, Nadella, stated how the pandemic allowed a lot of people to become more comfortable with the idea of doing things virtually. And so this is just going to help progress the metaverse to being adopted quickly, more than it would if we didn't have that whole pandemic happen. And I totally agree with Nadella here. I think there's a lot of things that this pandemic did that made things just accelerate so much quicker, with online buying to virtual meetings and being able to work from home. I mean, it's just really put a good platform forth for something like the metaverse. And so let's hear the CEO of Microsoft describe the metaverse.
As the digital and physical worlds come together, we are creating an entirely new platform layer, which is the metaverse. We're bringing people, places, and things together with the digital world in both the consumer space as well as in the enterprise. Take, for example, Dynamics 365 Connected Spaces, which we are announcing this morning. Connected Spaces provides a new perspective on the way people move and interact in physical spaces, whether it's a retail store or a factory, or even how organizations manage health and safety in a hybrid work environment. You can do analytics, you can get real-time insights, you can run simulations, you can automate routine tasks.
Now, something to mention before we move forward is Microsoft is such a healthy company, coming from its financials to its future growth to its moat. It's just a great company. Here's a report from its last earnings just a week or two ago, where it just killed it on its earnings per share, its revenue, it beat by a few billion. I mean, it's just growing and being, it overtook Apple, so the most valuable company in the world recently. I'm sure they're going to fight that spot for a while, but just to show a company this size growing this much is amazing. And its investment in the metaverse just shows how nimble this company is and how it is willing to take those risks and get into things that it sees as future growth. And so with Microsoft getting into the metaverse, this is something that they're going to do through Teams, through one of their own software called Mesh, and it's going to allow people to kind of start off in the work metaverse, where I think Facebook is more doing a personal life metaverse starting out with. Well, Microsoft is going to do the work side of things, the corporate career side of the metaverse. And so what this is going to allow you guys to do is not only, have meetings virtually with a one-on-one coworker, but be in a room with multiple coworkers and being able to work together, which I'm going to describe a little bit more in a minute. But aside from that, there's other things that this Microsoft is going to be doing And so let's look at this video.
Looking at a camera view of a factory floor, you can be on the floor. It's no longer just video conferencing with colleagues. You can be with them in the same room. It's no longer just playing a game with friends. You can be in the game with them. We are taking these platform capabilities and building them into our own first-party applications like Teams.
As you can see with its gaming, Microsoft owns Xbox, and so they are definitely going to utilize Xbox. In fact, the CEO was caught saying that Halo and Minecraft, these are already metaverse games. They're in the metaverse. It's just now we're going to take it from 2D to 3D. And as big as gaming is, this is a sure bet that there's going to be a lot of consumers wanting to play games in 3D, in the metaverse, in a virtual world. And so it's very exciting. I think this is the future. That's why I am buying into Facebook and Microsoft as the two biggest companies right now with the biggest stake in the metaverse that we know of. Maybe Apple comes along or something, but right now Microsoft and Facebook are leading this, and we'll say Meta, Facebook interchangeably. With the metaverse, Microsoft is saying, imagine going to Best Buy virtually. You put on your goggles, you can go into the store, you can walk around the store, look at products, talk to employees, buy something maybe at the checkout stand, and have it shipped to you. This is exciting. I know going onto a website on your phone, it's very hard to navigate and it can be stressful at times, but being able to be like, okay, I'm going to put my goggles on from the comfort of my recliner and go walk through this store and look at things and maybe buy some stuff is a whole nother level of a shopping experience. And I think will boost sales for a lot of companies that adopt this early. So this is very exciting. Anheuser-Busch is using Microsoft's cloud services and their metaverse to, adopt some things for their company and help it. But we're going to talk a little bit more about Accenture. I think it's Accenture, and how they're utilizing this software. They are the metaverse Microsoft software. They made a digital twin of their headquarters in order to run orientations for all new employees during the pandemic. So they were probably Microsoft's first test company. They also have run over 100 events in the metaverse with more than 10,000 employees being reached. And I think in this video, they also said that they bought more than 60,000 virtual reality headsets, and they're planning on really utilizing it. So before I talk further, let's look at the video from an Accenture employee talking about their usage of Microsoft's metaverse.
Great to be here.
Thanks for having us, and welcome to Accenture's Nth Floor.
At Accenture, we have over 624,000 people serving clients in 120 countries. And critical to our ability to work seamlessly together is Microsoft Teams. We have turned our focus away from spaces and places to creating what we call omni-connected experiences, where our people can participate, contribute, and feel like they belong regardless of where they're working.
So it's been awesome to see Mesh for Microsoft Teams come together to enable those experiences.
And as Satya said, it's so important to bring the human connection into our digital world.
So listening to that video, I'm going to drop the link below as well to this video because you have to watch it all. It's pretty amazing. But not only is it going to be a one-on-one Teams meeting, but further in the video, it shows multiple employees being in a conference room, having a whiteboard. Certain employees can walk up there and move things and draw on the whiteboard and highlight things and circle things. It was quite fantastic. It was exciting. I'd love to be a part of something like that. They were caught also saying that, having to be on video all the time can be tiring. And being able to do this virtually relieves that. And they've seen so much benefit with their employees in the metaverse, from productivity to communication, that it's been to innovation, innovative thinking. It's been very exciting for their company. And so I think companies are just going to start adopting this technology in a small or big way, but it's going to start expanding. And it's exciting that Microsoft is releasing this just next year. And so, with all that said about the metaverse, I really believe this has a big future. And if you don't feel that way, I really recommend you watch my last video, as well as the video of Microsoft CEO talking about their metaverse view and rollout. And I think this has huge potential to shop, to play games, to work for in the metaverse, in this virtual reality. It's going to be huge. I have a feeling, and I'm glad that I'm invested in the top 2 companies right now that are showcasing and previewing the metaverse and how their companies are investing in it. Now, I know Facebook has had some pushback with a lot of things. They're in a lot of controversy, but they have a very healthy cash balance sheet position, and they're going to do fine. A lot of, we have a short, view span of things. Very, very quick to forget things and move on to the next headline news thing. So I think this whole Facebook thing will blow over eventually. I like that they're changing their name. So I think they're going to be a key player in the metaverse. And Microsoft obviously is going to be the other key player. And usually things that roll out, there's usually, the 3 companies that become the top 3 players, usually the dominant ones. So you can look at digital streaming. You have, Netflix, Disney Plus, and probably HBO Max will be the top 3. You have electric car makers. You have Tesla, maybe the Rivian, and Ford. There's usually the top 3 players in any field. So in this field, I feel it's absolutely going to be Microsoft and Facebook. So if you really believe in the metaverse, I think now is the time to get in and to invest. And I think you're going to be very happy with the way this develops. Now, I think, again, it's going to probably be a decade out before this is used by the masses, but it's going to start rolling out now, next year, and we'll see how it goes, but I really think it's going to be successful. So I'd love to hear whether you're bullish or bearish on the metaverse and why. I am very bullish. I think this is going to be a huge thing. There's a lot of opportunity here, and that's what I like to see. And I like to see companies like Microsoft and Facebook getting in this. That almost solidifies the future of the metaverse as well. And so thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you have a great day.